things. Okay, I'm not just going to add only this. I'm also going to add a certain amount of linseed.
And is it boiled, raw, whatever? It's boiled.
Yeah, I'm using the boiled one. I've tried the raw, and then I went for this, and I can't actually recall why I was disappointed with the raw.
So what's the purpose of the linseed?
Prolong the use?
It just seems to make the ink a little bit more what I want.
Is it like
Self-combust,
self-combust?
you know, you do a whole rubbish bin of Tertsy rags. You do have glass. This is where it's going to come in. So we're going to now cover the whole sheet of glass. This is the sort of pick-up spot, and this is going to be your plate.
Quite different things. So I'm just making some gestural marks into the.
Okay,
Okay, thank you. And I'm not having, this is just for the actual kind of the marks. And then it's to be like your own fingertip. So I use a lot of rags and a lot of this sort of thing. So I'm just going to be doing, and I'm just pushing really hard onto the surface, and think of every pushing down and wiping off as a separate mark, as a mark that you're making, and kind of find a clean spot. I'm just going to do sort of like a figure, and then I'll move it around, go for the next clean thing. And just, remember that all the marks that you're making will appear on, what you're doing. So it's like a brush stroke if you do painting, and also that it's going to be backwards. So you're going to kind of think. So now I'm taking away the light behind the figure, and the figure's going to remain like a silhouette. So normally if I'm using water-based ink, you can wet your cloth. I could wet, I could dip this in terps and work with a bit of terps on my rag as well, and it might make it a bit sort of thinner. You could add a bit of terps onto your monotype and get a bit more of that kind of watery kind of effects. Light behind the figure, and then I would work in the highlights from, I usually take images, sort of take photos of work, and you're not necessarily taking it all away, because remember that part of the smudges will be mid-tones.
I'm just going to put this here because I was doing almost similar to you, and I was working from...
This is the hard bit, isn't it?
Well, this is kind of, you have to look quite hard, but so you're looking at the lights and you're pulling those back, and if you do sort of half tones to start with, you can always go in there with your cotton buds and get the sort of more of the highlights that you want.
A cotton bud
that's a good idea.
Terps.
So I'm just looking at all the lights on this figure here, and I'm actually just removing that. So I'm not worrying about lines, I'm looking at tones, and so that's how you kind of have to think. So it's like your black drawings that you've been doing, but and then you can also kind of bring in random marks if you wanted to. And now I'm just going to go in and sort of see what I can make. And you mustn't worry about it being perfect, because it is so...
She works figuratively, she is familiar. If you're going to tackle something like a person, just work quite big, because if it's big, then you're not trying to make tiny little marks, you've just got something.
Yeah, then you have an idea of what it's going to do.
Body marks too,
Could you not do it the other way? Take the piece of glass or take...
Yep, all part of the... Okay, so I'm just going to take his body's a bit long, so I'll just put him through there. I usually put the paper on top of it. So
Well, we can do that.
It's alright, we'll do this.
I'll show you the flop. Don't leave them on too long. That's one of the things. So there's your chance to just give it the, you know, we haven't got a press to put it through.
Why don't you leave it on long?
Because the clay seems to...
Awesome.
So there is enough there to work up print number 2. You know, you could have a look at this.
Oh, right. Okay. Okay.
Picture too. That's much better, isn't it?
Going to add a bit to your roller and then...
Oh, I see. Okay.
That's a huge improvement.
Stop being...
This one might be good. I'm just messing around.
Okay, so how should I do this, Michelle?
Yeah, roll it down just like pastry.
Oh, I don't think it's big enough.
You've got to keep going now. Keep going.
Oh, it's not big enough. Just started to...
Smooth it all over.
I feel like I might have double layered the bottom.